Namaste again. So, family, sky goddess, and coming back, with the transit of Uranus and the frequency of Taurus. So, we see Taurus being affected here by, frequencies of one wavelength. That's Leo and Aquarius, which is ruled by the celestial body Uranus. And I did, inform you that Uranus, Aquarius, embodies sudden changes, unexpected changes. Also, things that are taboo, eccentric, and therefore it is that celestial body of freedom and originality. It is the humanitarian. So we see Taurus in this frequency now, and I did make mention in the Jupiter's transit in, the similar frequency of Aquarius, that your rewards and gains are tied up in being a humanitarian, being also eccentric and original, because for each of us, originality and eccentricity, varies according to our individual natal charts. So it is not the time to copy or to steal, okay? In other words, you know, your work is being, impacted by sudden changes, okay? And also your workplaces and um, your gains, your rewards, that's Jupiter. So Taurus being there, sudden changes taking place in the systems of the world that many would call the matrix. Okay, so traditions and norms. I spoke of this in Saturn's transit in Aquarius's video. Norms and traditions, they're being changed and shifted out of their places. Um, the days, they no longer feel like themselves. The holidays, holy days, they are no longer all that holy or sacred or hallowed anymore. They are barely even observed by the mass, like Easter, Christmas, and even local holidays and festivals. I noticed they are slowly being ignored and shifted into the background. This is a change that is timely, like I said, ox frequency 5, timely change to these systems, these traditions and norms, the family being impacted. Uh, there will be loss, and there have been losses of lives to family members and people, and people lost their grandparents, people lost their parents, people lost their children, whether to the system or ailments, the pandemic, the virus. There's a strong frequency of loss. And as well as, the system, the foundations of this world being shifted, changed drastically and dramatically, because that is also Aquarius, dramatic. Okay, pulling on that Leo end of that, spectrum of that wavelength rather of frequency. Leo is really dramatic. There's a lot of drama taking place where the system is concerned. A lot of chaos. We see that. It's evident around us, locally and internationally. And I did forget to mention, because I do not premeditate what I say. Okay, so some things, have a way of slipping the mind. So Jupiter in Aquarius, there is like a change in travel. Because I did say Jupiter is expansion and traveling far. Okay, far travel. Okay, to foreign lands. Because Sagittarius, which is that frequency, that zodiacal frequency of Jupiter, is the traveler. Okay, so there's a cease to traveling in certain areas and zones with the curfews and the quarantines. And for some areas, these are really just changes. Okay, so the system is being heavily affected by Uranus and Leo, which is Leo in Aquarius, the Sun, and Uranus. Okay, and that's where Uranus is currently transiting, and this has begun. Uranus has begun its transit in this frequency of Taurus. No wonder we saw that change in 2019. It began its transit in Taurus 2018, and this will continue through to 2025. Okay, and that is 4 years from now. Okay, so we're going to be seeing changes to the family, changes to all these systems that, like I said, are foundations for each and every one of us. We're going to be seeing, dramatic and drastic changes and ends, to various areas and aspects of, the system, that we've all so long come to know and trust. Some, waking up to seeing that it's just an illusion and that it too will change and come to an end. So that's, your prediction in regards to, the transit of Uranus in Taurus, and synchronized with the Chinese astrology um, frequency, ox, and in the frequency 5, which is Leo. Okay, so you see that everything is everything, and they all synchronize. The common astrology, the Chinese astrology, everything is everything, and a little here, a little there. Take sense out of nonsense, and and try to realize your own truth, because we each have our own truths and our own paths to walk. So this is mine teaching you, about astrology so that you can, ascend to higher frequencies with me. Namaste.